What is up, y'all? Welcome back to yet another episode of Cosmic Briefing through Downloads. I am your host, Celerity Clarity. I am so happy to welcome you back to the Tarot Tea Table. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I feel like there is definitely a change in the collective air, okay? I feel like right now it is time to be open-minded and to always remember to be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. I'm talking someone here may have wanted to get pregnant, to create or expand your nuclear family, or someone may have wanted to adopt, and what felt like a distant attainable dream is now here. Not only are you getting what you wished for, but you're getting that times 3. I'm seeing 3 triplets or 3 siblings, okay? Others of you, I still see a stork in your future, but it could simply be hanging around to aid you in your relocation due to work, home, or both, okay? There are some mega changes on the way, collective, and we are going to talk about it. I definitely want to bring forth the angel numbers 555, 666, 777, and 333. So to dissect 555, we know 5 is related to Mercury. So Virgo, Gemini, domicile, Sagittarius, Pisces, detriment, Virgo, exalt, Pisces, fall. With that, I feel like there's definitely a highlight on getting communication right. Doesn't have to be perfect, but at least a little more gentle. In essence, I feel like I'm seeing RBF, crossed arms. I'm seeing someone who definitely likes to cut to the chase. Someone who can have a tendency to occasionally be brutally honest. I am seeing someone who may hurt more feelings than they realize and can be excruciatingly cutting with their words, okay? I heard you never miss. And I feel like you're a bit like the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords. And again, you can slice others down with your words and your sharp wit. But to layer onto that, well, this has been a way to keep yourself safe, your energy safe in the past. I'm getting the stoicism, the resting witch face, the cutthroat energy can be incredibly intimidating, okay? If this is the goal, awesome, but I'm getting that this could be how you deal with everyone around you, including loved ones. This specifically comes out when you feel triggered or cornered. We're scared, so we become scary, right? This can be the flight response in you, and I'm getting it primarily comes out when you're triggered or in survival mode. You're literally trying to do what you feel you have to do in order to survive. That is like literally what your body is feeling. It's also because I feel like you have had so many relationships and interactions that were rooted with malintent. So I understand why y'all are on guard, and I definitely understand that there's good reason for doing so. And while this energy serves its purpose, it's also chasing away those who don't necessarily have terrible intentions toward you, if that makes sense. I feel like you could be scaring others away without meaning to. With that, I had just channeled Popular Monster by Falling in Reverse. It's time to really look at how far you've come, okay? You are safe, and if you ever feel unsafe, some of this could be stemming from fear of betrayal from past connections. Some of this could be instilled resentments for current connections, okay? Whatever the case, this sort of energy, if it's not reeled in, there's the possibility of chasing away those who really do love you. and who want to be in your corner to support you. Not just romantically, but like familial, friends, etc., etc. Just like you, they're human too, okay? And they can't be perfect and they do have feelings. I feel like they are trying the best they can given their own circumstances, while I firmly believe in like boundaries, standards, and of course the like. I also believe it's important to let go of expectations of exactly how a situation should be playing out. Don't let them walk all over you. Like, none of this flighty, we'll see where this goes, no labels, bull fucking shit if you don't want that, okay? Because we all know that that usually doesn't lead to anything solid. With that, at the same time, if you want them to understand, you have to show some grace by listening. Okay? Does that make sense? And when it's your turn to speak, hold them to the standard of doing the same for you. Now, that doesn't mean forcing them to do it, but, you know, if they don't hold space for you, that just means that you can essentially move on and find someone who actually can. That way it's reciprocal. Life is raw, it's unscripted. It's the need to conjure constant scripts that creates a lot of anxiety, thus wasting valuable energy. Okay? Let how individuals react and respond to you in the moment be your answer. For others of you, relying so much on your intuition can feel incredibly foreign. And so I feel like you rely on logic, and that's why we have, 555, because with Gemini and Virgo domicile, do you want to be in my lap? Oh, okay. Here, 1 second, guys. Cheeto wants to come up, I think. Hold on, Cheeto. Come here, baby. Oh, my baby. You want to be part of the action? Oh, my tiny. Okay. So, with those in mind, I feel like it's necessary to, bring forth the idea that Mercury is not just a planet of communication, it's also a planet of strategy, of logic, of intellect, not necessarily along the lines of Uranus, which would be like the mad genius, mad scientist planet, but more logical and more grounded. Okay? I feel like you rely on logic like that quite often. You want to know the facts. You want to know the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, the how, etc., etc. Okay? You want the receipts, and on occasion, I feel like this can come off as a little petty. Or it can come off like the need to keep score with someone. And while you may just want to understand, or maybe you're just trying to defend yourself, you are coming off defensive to the point to others, or to the point of others wondering if the word accountability is even in your vocabulary at this point, okay? It's really confusing to others, to the point of wondering if you're just trying to vilify them too. I feel like you may resort to nagging or even criticizing others, and while you may, for the most part mean well, others are starting to be put off by the defensiveness and the nagging. I feel like y'all could have been grilled and scapegoated often as a child, even if you weren't at fault for a situation. I feel like you've been put on trial so often, and that's where the grilling and scapegoating come in, right? That you learned that deflecting and acting defensively will essentially keep you safe. It's okay, baby. I feel like you over-explain because you were put on trial as a kid for sure. And now it's kind of like carrying into adulthood. While others are obviously not perfect, going at others like this creates more conflict than resolution. And the goal should always be to come to a middle, okay? Or as close to a middle as possible. So, creating more friction than resolution can stem from your inner perfectionist feeling like they're failing. And so you may be projecting this onto others by enlisting an accidental pissing contest or unhealthy competition. While this may occasionally stroke your inner perfectionist ego, it's doing more harm than good. You may feel like you have become distant from your present self because intellectualizing and trying to find logic in what you're feeling has you even more confused. In essence, what worked for both groups in the past is no longer going to fly in relationships now. You're hoping to build a solid foundation and to grow. It's time to see how we may affect those around us. Outside of communication, I feel Collective has a couple of positive changes on the way. That Stork is still trying to make itself known. I'm getting, again, relocation, be it home or work or both. I'm getting home renovation. Someone here is going to be able to finally get that car or truck. You're finally going to be able to customize sticker wrap, paint, detail, and decal, what have you. A major change for someone here is a bun in the oven, or 3. Surprise. But for some of y'all, there's been a shift in your relationship since the pink full moon in Libra. I feel some here are newly single and they're starting a new chapter. Some are doing their best to work on the patchwork highlighted by the pink Libra moon. I'm getting this weekend or the upcoming weekend, everything is coming to a head. Okay? Couples are either going to work it out or they're going to split for good. I will definitely link the pink moon Libra reading. That way y'all know what I'm talking about. But again, I'm channeling Anya&Dimitri from Anastasia. I'm also getting Lucy and David from Cyberpunk Edgerunners. That's on Netflix, if you've never seen it. But I'm on my first watch for Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and I'm not going to lie, I am fairly baked while watching. But the enemies to lovers chemistry between Lucy and David is undeniable. On that same token, you know their connection is doomed from the start, especially since it's based in betrayal. Like they built their foundation on lies and deceit. With that, I feel like, oh, do you gotta go potty, Biggie? One sec, y'all. Alright, y'all. Sorry about that. Had to unexpectedly take little guy out, but he is okay now. Going back to what I was saying, I've been channeling Lucy and David from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, and I'm on my first watch, and I won't lie, I'm fairly baked while watching, but the enemies to lovers chemistry between them is undeniable. Okay, it reminds me a lot of Anya&Dimitri, except instead of like digging deep and solving the problems like Anya&Dimitri did, instead of facing the demons, they instead, as in Lucy and David from Cyberpunk Edgerunners, I feel like their connection honestly was just doomed from the start, especially since it's based in betrayal and it's a foundation that was built on deception and lies and conning. Not only that, but Lucy becomes a shell of herself eventually. Okay, and that's based in betrayal. Eventually, David himself just becomes an emotionally inept brick wall who runs further and further from himself due to the pain that he endured. And, he also has this military cybernetic weapon installed, one that has known to consume, possess, and eventually lead to a homicidal bout of cyberpsychosis in its users, especially if abused. So he has all that to deal with. They both are suffering in silence and they drift further and further apart. And it's honestly really sad to watch. I heard Lucy say to David, "We're from two different worlds." And she says this as their bond begins to deepen because she was scared. But at the same time, she was right. They are from two different worlds. Why I wanted to bring up that is I feel like it can feel like you and your partner, you two can feel like you're literally either from different worlds or in two different worlds currently, experiencing different realities. And it's gotten to the point that y'all literally have no idea how to get onto the same page and come together again. Something's got to give, and everything has come or is coming to a head. I'm getting that you both can be super stubborn, okay? Y'all are both easily triggered right now, especially the men and those operating out of masculine energy, even if you don't identify as a man. I am getting that many in their masculine energy right now are trying to focus on the bag, home projects, taking care of the family, making sure everybody's needs are met. Honestly, right now, feelings and wants they can seem trivial to you because, there's just so much more going on. At least in your mind, right? Or at least in their mind. I feel like they feel they don't have time for much aside from work and trying to figure out how to cope or numb out. And this could be you or this could be them. I feel like there's a lot of emotional turmoil that comes out as anger and frustration. Because otherwise it's and that's with the emotional inept, right? Because that emotional constipation runs so deep that when it's tapped into, it's clogged. And so it's kind of hard to really feel through that. It's murky, it's gross, it's confusing, it's scary. And so it comes out as anger, especially when we don't understand something, and especially when we fear something. So I feel like, again, this could even be women in their masculine energy, put it where it fits. I'm getting that this individual, whether it's you or your partner, can be struggling with outside energies who may have say over their pay, okay? And they can feel like they are losing control, and thus they can be grasping at straws for some sort of control. This can come out as microaggressions such as nitpicking, nagging, conjuring toxic competition, jokes that are rude and passive-aggressive that only they are laughing at, and they may not even realize they're doing it. That's how insidious passive aggressiveness and relational aggression can be. Whether this is family, a friend, a romantic partner, whatever, y'all, because it's not just limited to romantic partners, it could be anybody. Y'all, something's got to change, and it's time to either get serious about the inner work on all sides, on both sides, or for y'all to just split and move on. All right, moving on to 666. So we know 6 is related to Venus, okay? So Libra and Taurus domicile, Aries and Scorpio detriment, Pisces exalt, Virgo fall. I channeled Losing Control, I believe it's called, or I Lose Control or something, by Teddy Swims, particularly the chorus. I feel like you both feel this way. So if you get the chance to listen to that song, particularly the chorus, you will understand what I'm talking about. Other than that, I feel like some here really don't want things to end, and when they want to be softer, it seems that they come off harder, or vice versa. It can just really be incredibly confusing for all parties, okay? Anybody on the receiving end especially, be it you or them. With that, I channeled I Don't Want This Night to End by Bryan. If y'all feel like strangers, like you have drifted, but you really want it to work, that you know that this can work if you put in the work, because you both will put in the work, not just one or the other. If you know that this can eventually work, I want y'all to take advantage of the fact that you feel like strangers, okay? And you can do this by courting and dating one another again, just like you are strangers, and just get to know each other. If you truly want to be close, get to know one another again. Not only that, but it could actually be a lot spicier if you kind of lean into it. What I mean by that is, like, you feel like strangers. Cool. Make it fun and mysterious, like you're meeting at a bar for the first time. Get ready like it's your first date. With that, I channeled First Date by Blink-182. And don't give me that we don't have time-ish, because you will always make time for what's important to you. Okay? If this relationship is really that far on the rocks, but you want to make it work, don't fight it. Don't fight the fact that y'all feel like strangers. Don't get caught up in the blame game and use that stranger feeling to your advantage to do the work to get close again. I'm telling y'all, it could be spicy, and not even that. Like, you could really, really like the new person who you get to know. I'm just saying. It could be a refresher. With that, I channeled Heaven by Kane Brown. I feel like someone here really enjoys country, and if so, welcome. That's fun. But y'all, you and your person can make it work. I'm getting that in the beginning, and give them most moments now. It can feel like heaven, or at least the closest thing you can have to heaven. Like, the two of you are so high off of one another, no other drug compare. Like, you're just in this bubble, and it just feels good. With that, I channeled the lyrics. This is perfect. Come kiss me one last time. I couldn't dream this up, even if I tried. You and me in this moment feels like magic, don't it? I'm exactly where I want to be. Everybody's talking about heaven like they just can't wait to go, saying how it's going to be so good, so beautiful. Lying next to you in this bed with you, I must admit, I don't know how heaven could be better than this. Like, y'all, the love between you is still there. That flame, like, it is still burning bright, but with Taurus and Libra domicile, this is a hefty reminder that when it comes to love, it takes work and maintenance, okay? Coming up to a rough patch like this can really spiral out of control, or one or both parties have become complacent with it, just dwindling, with it slowly eroding. As always, it takes two. It takes two to build a relationship, and it usually takes two to tear it down. With Aries and Scorpio detriment with Virgo fall, it's important to recognize that you two don't need to lock horns. Any secrets, lies, deception, betrayals, any clinging to resentment, holding on to grudges, holding anything over one another's head, all of this can easily spiral out of control if you let it. Let's reel the bull back in with Libra and Taurus domicile. Let's balance that bull energy out so we don't become a bully ourselves, and attempt to embody these energies at their best, and that means diplomacy, giving grace when warranted, talking out disagreements with a goal of remediation and understanding. It's not about who's wrong versus right, being that usually both parties are in the wrong in some ways and they can be right in others. At that point, who's right or who's wrong just becomes a game of deflection and keeping score. And that literally just hurts both parties more than it helps anything, to be honest. If y'all really cannot figure out how to get onto the same page on your own, it doesn't mean y'all are terrible. It doesn't mean that you suck at life. It just means enlisting the help of a third party, such as a couples counselor or even individual therapy. That can bring in helpful perspectives that one could easily be blinded to, especially when it comes to how you may be when you are triggered or when you're in the heat of the moment of an argument, etc., etc. Maybe you have been seeing red and not even realizing it. Maybe you're not even realizing how you're treating others. With that, I channeled again the It Takes Two video game. Okay, there was a moment when my man and I absolutely could not get on the same page. And while we did enlist the help of a therapist, shout out to Karen, love you. While we did enlist the help of a therapist, we also had activities outside of therapy that we'd engage in. A lot of team building exercises, such as, figuring out, let's see, what was a really good one? I feel like there were a lot of questions that would ask, and this was, I guess, supposed to bring us closer together, but would ask, like, what we loved in the beginning and why we loved it and how we still see our partner displaying these things and things of that nature. With the It Takes Two video game, that felt like another team building exercise for us outside of therapy. Okay, I feel like, well, here's the gist of the game. Okay, so that game centers on a couple, and they are struggling with the idea of love, and they are grappling with the choice of, or the possibility of getting a divorce. Then when they finally decide they are done with one another after going to bed from another hefty argument, they are shrunken down to little doll-like figurines as if like magic. Okay? However, it is only through working together and the utmost cooperation that they can reverse the curse. And with that, I channeled Reverse This Curse by Escape the Fate. Specifically the lyrics, one last chance to reverse this curse. You stole my heart, but I had it first. Now I see you've got something to prove and nothing to lose, so let me tell you the truth. So this goes out to the ones that fall in love and to the girl that filled my dark. Okay, so when it comes to you two, you and this relationship here, I can feel the love here. I feel it. And I know that if you really want to mend things, to maintain things, that y'all will. You will figure it out. All right, moving on to 777. So we have 7, and that's related to Neptune, Pisces domicile, Virgo detriment, Leo exalt, Aquarius fall. With that, I want to throw this out there. I still feel a lot of intellectualization of feelings. But on top of that, I feel like it's important to remind ourselves that if we want empathy, if we want someone to understand where we're coming from, you have to do the same for others, okay? You cannot expect to receive such and refuse to give such, okay? Trying to apply logic to emotions that just kind of feels to me like it's a way to sort through it and then just stuff it down into like a filing cabinet and worry about it later, but later never comes. So that comes out without us realizing it, but it can come out again through nitpicking, nagging, refusing to understand, and for some, meltdowns, okay? There could be influences involved for coping here, and I'm getting like drogas, alcohol, or other inhibitors. Some habits may be getting into the territory of out of control. Like y'all are having fun one moment, but then a couple drinks or what have you later, y'all are at each other's throats. I'm getting that both of y'all may need to show more gratitude too, because again, I'm getting that y'all love one another and you spoil one another, you care for each other and you take care of each other. Like, you both got it good with one another and you both know it. The love is there and you both recognize it. Time to either get back onto y'all's path and have gratitude for it, because this is rare as hell. Okay? This is rare. People would destroy for this kind of stuff. Y'all know the story of Helen of Troy with Helen and Paris. The shit is rare. But the love is there, and you both just need to get back to recognizing it. Get to know one another like you're complete strangers. Have random hookups and quickies with one another. Get lost in each other's energy again. I channeled Coffee by Miguel, and that could kind of like encapsulate the feeling of what it was like when y'all first got together. Because even though it may feel like you're from different worlds now, that just means you can explore these different worlds together. And that y'all can be adventurous together. Alright. I feel like it's important to remember that we need to start caring more and acting distant with people less. Especially if we want to maintain those relationships. Outside of all that with 777, especially combined with 333, y'all just got the green light on a project, a move, a promotion, a raise. Like, y'all, congrats. Moving into 333. With all this masculine energy up in here, we got 333 coming in and balancing us out. We needed that little bit of feminine energy. So 3 is related to Jupiter, Sagittarius, and Pisces domicile, Gemini and Virgo detriment, Cancer exalt, Capricorn fall. Oh, excuse me. Evidently, this is the opposite of Mercurial 555 energy we've been channeling. Okay, I feel like this is leaning toward the Queen of Cups, Empress energy we got in last week's reading, meaning that y'all are open to receiving. And this is the energy that rolls with the punches, that adapts in creative ways that may defy logic. This is the energy that is open to feeling and open to healing. And of course, open to communicating, especially with Queen of Cups there. I feel like it's also an energy that is open to being more intuitive and getting closer to one's spiritual aspects. But that's just me. Well, it's not just me. A lot of people feel that way, but I'm just saying. Queen of Cups is a very psychic card. I also want to say this energy doesn't crave control over what is simply beyond one's control. It surrenders and takes on radical acceptance of what we just do not have the power to change. We are feeling and healing up in this bit. For those who do the work, going back to that financial blessing, expect to get triple that if you actually do the inner work. The first blessing is to help keep you afloat, and whether or not you stay with this person, the first blessing is coming in and it's going to help keep you afloat. But you have to do the inner work to ensure the other two will come in, and those will be bringing in extra income as well as a sanctuary. Okay, whether it's through DIY for your current home or a new place in general, be it work or moving homes, this relocation energy, this stork energy just keeps presenting itself. And I feel like it's gonna feel like it came out of nowhere. In a week or two from now, you're gonna hear that, yes, you have needed. and you're going to feel so blessed. I also, kind of like on a side note, I feel like your beauty is enhancing too, whatever that means to you. Your looks are enhancing too, and I'm getting that if you two can work this out, it's going to be like your honeymoon. With that, I channeled Honeymoon by Lana Del Rey, but I feel like y'all have a timeless, classic, almost effortless. I say almost because I know many of us love to dabble with makeup, so yeah, occasionally some effort goes in. I feel like your partner too, I'm getting that the looks, are just effortless, timeless, classic. It's hard for you to keep your hands off of each other. And with that, I Put a Spell on You by Nina Simone. Someone may also be sending some ish your way, especially with this last full moon. Maybe some magique noir, but I'm particularly getting evil eye. Some here have been seeing the blessings pour in, and they're wondering how, why, when, where, who, what, and the like. It's gonna be like you legit have a whole new life, and some don't feel that you deserve it. Again, I'm hearing why collective and not me? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What do they see in them? Why collective? I'm hearing Popular Monster again, so we're definitely tagging that. Collective, keep cleansing, keep vibing, and keep doing the work because the work is working. Your manifestations are manifesting, and your skills are just c'est magnifique. You're out here shining like gloss. And with that, I channeled Boss Bitch by Doja Cat. You're out here looking classy, looking clean. And with that, I channeled Classic Man by Jadena. Like, you came from the bottom. You're here now. It's time to get real grateful about what you've manifested and to see that you can literally have the life that you want, and you get to decide who comes with. For that, I channeled Cyberpunk 2077, the video game. Okay, so there's a show, Edgerunners, and then there's the video game, which is 2077. You are like the main character, V, and you're realizing life is exactly what you make it. And much like a video game, there are many perks, rewards, and Easter eggs scattered around that you can easily miss. You may even start out on one path, realize it's not for you, and migrate to a new path. And that's the beauty of life. With that, I channeled Choices by E40. Everybody's got choices. Anyway, always be careful with what you wish for just because you might just get it. Someone here either has 3 kids or is pregnant with 3 kids. Someone was pregnant with 3, lost 2, and got to save one of the babies. But you still carry guilt and pain in the void of the other 2. You have my deepest condolences, but you did all you could, and please don't blame yourself. It was nobody's fault. You are not defective. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into tarot. Let's see, which one's this one? Okay. I cloak myself in a chiffon of pink. I ask my spirit guides, ancestors, deities, angels, and Mother Nature surround me in a protective glimmer, so that I may think and so that I may shimmer. I am your oracle in the dark and your seer in the light. Please grant me that creative spark so that I may see through the confusion and stark. I am you and you are me. Voice through me these messages you wish to speak, and blessed be, and so it be like that sometimes. Cool. I think I'm going to start out with my Oracle deck. And that is the Fortune Telling Witch deck.
The clouds probably have water in them, which,
Veo en tus ojos
Sorry if y'all can hear the baby's movie. I put on Cloudy with a chance of meatballs for them. Ugh. I think I have all the cards. It looks like I do. Yeah. Cool. We'll probably use that deck after. Cool. What do the divine want you to know? What do the divine want collective to know? What do the divine want collective to know? Y'all, I cannot make this up. This is the stork. The stork energy, the bride. Frickin' like blessings upon blessings. I feel that relocation energy, and it could totally be a romantic interest, whether you're married or not. I feel like it totally could be a romantic interest who helps you relocate, or vice versa, you're helping them. But we have the stork, number 21. The stork denotes change of residence for the better, sooner or later, according to the distance from which it lies from the person. It is right next to the bride. Number 47, the bride ensures for a single person the fulfillment of their highest aims when near, if distant, turbulent married life. Like, y'all, I feel like the turbulence, I feel like it could already be there, but I also feel like there's just this need for change, this need for acceptance of change, and this need to realize that things just cannot stay the same, and people change, just like our residences, just like the seasons. A good song for that is, I think it's by Bonobo, but it's called Seasons. Number 6, the coffin. The coffin foretells acute illness or loss of property when near the person. When distant, the probability of averting evil. I feel like y'all definitely averted some fuckery, that's for sure. Clouds with the dark side toward the person indicate divorce, with the bright side toward the person indicate domestic happiness. So honestly, in essence, what this is reminding you is that it's up to you. It's up to you. Overall energy, we got number 40. Again, there could be alcohol and drogas involved. It's none of my business, but I'm just saying. Number 40, wine. Wine is the symbol of cheerfulness and gaiety. Then we have number 3, the house. Y'all, I cannot make this up. The house denotes success in all ventures. If present condition is unpleasant, the future will be happy and prosperous. Also predicts marriage. Number 24, hand in hand. Hand in hand indicates confiding disposition. When in close proximity to 38, 39, 42, friendship will warm into love. Aww. We don't have any of those, but still, cute. Oh, excuse me, 47. And we do have 47 right here. So, I wonder, could this be like a crush or a friendship turning into love? And that could be like the secret they're hiding. But nonetheless, this could totally be like a relationship that just never got off the ground as much as it should have. Like that just had a bit of a faulty foundation. Hand in hand indicates confiding disposition when in close proximity to 38, 39, 42, or 47. Friendship will warm into love. When near 45, favor will be found with superiors. When near 48, financial success. I love this for you guys. Like, this was definitely like the whole somewhere over a rainbow. At the end of the rainbow lies a pot of gold. You're about to stumble upon that pot of gold. And I know that they say that the grass is not always greener on the other side, but this change and you learning how to adapt to these changes, oh my gosh, it is going to be like a breath of fresh air, and you're going to be able to see past these clouds finally. I feel like with the coffin next to the stork, I feel like this is also a reminder that, like, you know, sometimes it really is the environment that has us acting in ways that we typically would not. Okay? Again, this could be work. And if that's the case, whoever the fuck is bothering them is either going to be relocated, or the person who is being bothered is getting relocated. But there's relocation here, whether it be home, work, or even both. I actually want to leave these cards out. And now, by the way, this is coffee. Your girl needed a little bit of coffee after taking the babies out. And now I'm going to go ahead and pull from the Villains Tarot deck, Disney Villains by Minerva Siegel, illustrations by Miss Ellie Goldwyn. We're going to put the guidebook over there on top of those cookies because I don't need the guidebook right now. Okay. My fiance got us some Chips Ahoy Reese's peanut butter chewy cookies. And oh my gosh, snacking on those has been so nice. I like to dip them in my coffee. I also have my big old bag of duplex cookies. Dip it in my coffee. Dip it in my coffee. I fucking love cookies. I got my circus animal cookies.
You're not falling over, just trying to express your love and
Okay. For tarot, for crowning thoughts, crowning energy, we have the King of Wands in reverse, Temperance in reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse. So with this, especially if this is a relationship, someone leads so much so on their pride because they are afraid of looking like a failure. They have been put on trial quite often, and they have learned that if they nitpick others, again, if they nag others because they personally, occasionally, are feeling inferior, then they won't feel as inferior if they're cornering someone else. Okay? Do you see how those look similar? Except one looks a lot more ominous. It's because when they do it, it's insidious because you don't really notice it. Whereas what has happened to them, like, they've been on trial. They have been cornered. They have had to do a lot of self-protection, especially as a child. And well, it definitely got them where they needed to go when they were younger. They're realizing that this approach isn't so successful now. And in fact, it's making it a lot harder. It's making people feel like they're being put on trial by this person now. And again, this could be you, or, you know, your partner. It could be a family member, a friend. It could even be a fucking neighbor. Put it where it fits. We also have Temperance in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. I feel like, again, it's the whole as above, so below. Whatever happens within is going to come out somehow. Okay? And when we have emotions and whatnot that we just continuously try to stuff down with, you know, coping mechanisms such as, you know, numbing. With this kind of reminds me of a pipe now that we're talking about that. So could be numbing with drogas, we could be numbing with alcohol, we could be numbing with something that just is not allowing us to see reality for what it is and to really balance out all the perspectives. Okay? I feel like this is also a reminder that, again, in terms of pride, in order to save one's ego, this individual will pull the Uno reverse card in the sense that if you call them out on their shit and they feel like a failure, they're going to deflect and pull the Uno reverse card. And they're going to deflect and nitpick and try and hold up the mirror for you and be like, well, what about when you did this? And what about when you do this? And again, put it where it fits. This could be either you or them, but this is just the crowning energy too, okay? I definitely feel like it is whoever is high up in their masculine energy, and it could even be both of y'all. A lot of it, again, is just because y'all, they, whomever, are triggered. And they're feeling like this small child in the corner being put on trial again. It's just easier to be the big scary person to scare others away than it is to, for this person at least, to admit that the situation is affecting them. To admit that, you know, anytime you have something to say, they feel like a failure. And so all of a sudden they have something to say. Like, I feel like they really do want to get onto the same page with you, and y'all are in the same book, but at the same time, I do feel that like unhealthy pissing contest that keeps getting started, okay? Like, I feel like you both feel highly misunderstood by each other. I feel like if you are on break right now, this is definitely going to be something that wakes them the fuck up. And it's going to help wake you up too. And you're either going to call it quits and just let, you know, ships pass in the night, or you're going to set sail together again. We have, for main energy, 10 of coins. This has been coming out for the past few readings, y'all. 10 of coins. We got 2 of wands. Y'all, this is a reminder that either way, whether it's together or separate, y'all are going to have your 10 of coins. You're going to be taken care of either way, but if you come together, those blessings are going to triple. Okay? Let me get 1 or 2 more for main energy, please.
How are you? That's nice. I was wondering if you would like to go on an activity with me tomorrow.
I'm not taking those.
Okay. Great, bye. Keep it boring.
That guy from Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs reminds me of my fiance. How cute. Let's see. Justice in reverse, 10 of wands. So, someone here, again, like, I heard punching bag. Because 10 of wands can definitely represent baggage. And then we have justice in reverse. So someone is definitely, you know, using someone else as their punching bag. And what is also completely unfair about it is that they don't even realize it. So it's like you could point it out or they could point it out. And it's just, it's hard to see the reality for what it is because I feel like you both are just in 2 different realities. And so things feel unfair from both perspectives. I feel like there is a lot of keeping score here, and that's why we have the 2 of wands. It's a scoreboard. Like, I legit saw a scoreboard of, like, I think it's that scene from Stranger Things. I don't know who the girl is, but she's wearing, like, a Ahoy captain hat. And, like, she looks like a little sailor boy. She's got her sailor boy outfit on. She's got the scoreboard with the telling marks. I saw one of those. But at the same time, I didn't see a score. I don't know whose score is whose, but I feel like that's also a reminder that it doesn't matter, and a lot of this is baggage. Yes, a lot of this was unfair. There were a lot of situations of which may remain unsolved or may remain in the dark because maybe you do choose to just pack it up and dip. But I'm getting a lot of you aren't. Okay, I'm getting a lot of you would rather not have to deal with divorce, and I get it. I totally get it. I'm getting a lot of you would rather not have to deal with packing up and moving. Excuse me, holy frick frack. Someone's gas bill is due. Pay your gas bill. But I'm getting that, like, yes, you both, like, have past baggage that you're bringing in, as well as current baggage that you just kind of keep throwing at one another. It feels like a battle of the sexes, and that's why we see Merlin and then this chica over here, right? That chica, I believe, is her. No, she's got pink hair. Nonetheless, it's Merlin versus a witch lady, okay? And Merlin is a wizard. So it's like two magical beings, both who could create a beautiful future together, who could create their 10 of Pentacles together, who could create an empire, a legacy, a generational legacy together. But the two of yous just are having trouble seeing eye to eye right now. And again, a lot of it, you know, is just putting the horns away and not butting heads and realizing that, like, shit doesn't need to be this hard. We don't need to keep putting each other through this bullshit.
Whoa. What?
Nothing.
Wait.
Cute. Maybe y'all should watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Maybe there's a message in there for you. I think they are so cute. The little news anchor lady and then the main guy. Okay. Let's go ahead and get oppressed and suppressed energy. Oops. I want to talk about the nitty gritty here.
But now.
No.
Oh, he called her beautiful. That's so precious. I feel like your person, they feel like you just, again, have this timeless elegance. And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, like, they just are so enamored by you. And they don't want this to end. They really don't. Two of Cups in reverse.
What about you?
I heard I Don't Want This Night to End Again by Kane Brown, by Luke Bryan, and Heaven by Kane Brown. Everybody's talking about heaven like they just can't wait to go, saying how it's going to be so good, so beautiful. Lying next to you in this bed with you, I ain't convinced. I don't know how heaven could be better than this. That's how they feel with you. And I feel like you usually feel like that with them. I feel like you two, just again, it's just a little bit of a patch, a little bit of a rough patch, but you can migrate back to one another. Knight of Coins in reverse. Is there anything else with that? No. Okay, let's get one more. Yeah, things could feel like they're at a standstill because, like, they're really just focused on the bag right now. Or you're just really focused on the bag. I feel like both of you are very focused on building financial stability. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's not, like, I don't really see too many other outside influences, but, oh, Ace of Cups? Okay. Okay, Ace of Cups in reverse. That is our oppressed, suppressed energy. Two of Cups in reverse. Knight of Coins in reverse. Ace of Cups in reverse. Overall energy, the Hanged Man, the World in reverse, and the Eight of Coins in reverse. So this is just, it feels like y'all really need to swing to the other side of the branch to kind of look at things from another perspective. Not just another perspective, but from each other's perspectives. Putting yourselves in each other's shoes in order to evolve together. Not only that, but I feel like, again, there's just this, like, endless cycle, this endless argument that just keeps happening and happening. Like maybe it feels like you keep having the same argument. I don't know, but with the world in reverse and the 8 of coins in reverse,
It's making everybody happy.
friends, this cycle, it's gotta stop. And that means either doing the inner work or freaking dipping out and leaving each other alone. That's all that's it to it. That's all that's it. Y'all are both going to be okay. Like, that 10 of Pentacles card has been coming out, like, pretty much every other reading. Okay? Like, for the past few weeks. You're going to be okay. The divine wants you to know that if this really does just feel like a lot of unfair baggage, and like you really are like doing like everything to hold this relationship together and you really just don't see it working out, then yeah, totally like dip. But as always, remember, most of the time it does take two to tango. And I feel like I am seeing that, you know, both could use some time to do some inner work. And I feel like with the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Two of Cups in reverse, with the Knight of Coins in reverse between those, I feel like that is, again, a reference to therapy. So you could go to couples counseling and put things on pause. You could go to individual counseling, put things on pause, or you could do both. And again, just slowly rebuild, but until you two can, and I also feel like that's why there is, with the 8 of Coins in reverse, you can think of that as inner work, but there's 3 individuals here. So that third party could really be very helpful. That third party, the Hanged Man, could show you a brand new perspective that you might not be seeing, a way that you're acting that you might not be seeing, a way that your person is acting that you may not be seeing. It's not necessarily to attack either one of you, because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, the inner work that we do, it is endless. Like, it's a everyday endeavor. It's never going to end. With that, if we plan on spending forever with someone, that means that relationship is going to take a lot of work. And if we're not willing to put in the work, you know, it's just time to put a close on that and let the chapter come to a rest. End the book, start a new one. I really do feel like with all of these cards here, especially this one with Merlin and the Witch working together, I feel like, especially with Two of Cups in reverse underneath, I feel like the love is still there. I feel like it definitely is still there, but whoever this King of Wands in reverse is, whoever this person is that feels like, you know, that continuously seems to get defensive, who may deflect, who may keep score of everything. And again, this could be both of you, but it just feels like this is just such a highlight right now that it's at the forefront of your mind or their mind, and it's really making the relationship questionable to whoever is on the receiving end of that. And well, we can also understand how it is to be in that space. At least I can, as a recovering hothead, and like trying to be scarier to ensure that like other people aren't trying to hurt me. I feel like this person, they're kind of stuck in that kind of mentality right now, showing any sort of softness or any sort of like gentleness. They don't want to come off as weak. And for some reason, especially when it comes to how you view them. So they feel like if you have any sort of like qualms about something, say like maybe you're like, hey, I don't like how you said this and this the other day. It really hurt my feelings. They may take that completely wrong and be like, well, a year ago, you said this and this. So I don't know. It can be a toxic loop. It really can be. With the temperance in reverse, like this is on the verge of a very toxic loop. And someone is definitely in toxic masculinity energy, not realizing just how unfair they can be toward others. Meanwhile, they are thinking that because others are dumping off all of this baggage onto them, this passive aggressive type shit is fair. So again, kind of like not only just coming back to each other, but coming back to oneself is very important here, I feel. No matter what, there is going to be some sort of relocation, whether it's together, hand in hand, or separate. Everything is going to be coming to a head, though, in the next week or so. Next weekend or so. Okay. Do I want to pull anymore? Yeah, I'll pull from my mini tarot deck. This is the mini tarot deck, and it's by Dennis Fairchild with illustrations by Julie Poshkis. And we'll just put whatever on top, no particular spread. I'm not taking all of those. Those ones did fly out though. I will take those. Oops. There we go. Okay, so we have 8 of Wands in reverse, 10 of Pentacles in reverse, Knight of Cups in reverse. Oops, in reverse. I feel that there could be, 8 of Swords in reverse again, and 6 of Cups in reverse. There could be a lot of past baggage again, especially from childhood being brought into this situation. Again, the whole feeling like one is being cornered and on trial. But again, being that it's the 8 of Swords, that's mostly a mental thing. So it's almost like this person is just acting again out of fight, flight, primarily fight. Sometimes they might flight, but I'm getting they primarily are in fight. And unfortunately, continuing to act this way could put their own blessings on a pause. Doesn't mean that they'll never get those blessings, but if they need to go to timeout, the Knight of Cups in reverse, like, Spirit is not afraid to put them into timeout and give them a little spanking if they need it, and to put their blessings on pause. Doesn't mean they're not going to get those 10 of Pentacles, but if they're going to keep dragging people through some bullshit and hurting people and then making excuses for it, then yeah, they are going to get a little bit of a spiritual timeout to see the bigger picture and to see things for what they are. Now, if it isn't that bad, like, cool. Like, hopefully it isn't that bad, but I feel like whoever this is who is really deflecting and projecting and, again, hurting feelings because they themselves are carrying a lot of baggage that they don't know how to resolve and that they're scared to recruit someone else to help them resolve, that's kind of on them. I feel like it's almost like, in a sense, like there might be an ultimatum here. What it is, I don't know. Like, maybe like someone does have to stop drinking. Maybe it's to, I heard get out of Kalamazoo. I don't even know where the fuck that is. I think that's Kansas or Arkansas. But I heard to get out of Kalamazoo. So maybe there's like a certain city where someone feels like they can act very self-destructive. Or even returning to the city where they did self-destruct and like, I've done this before. I had to do this, I felt, in order to get over my fear of going to certain places because I was scared I was going to run into my stalker there. And so I would go to these places with my friend and I would sit there and just be present and feel the energy. And I feel like maybe this person might need to, again, get back to their roots and understand the root cause behind why they could be acting these ways. They might not even realize that they're triggered. And again, that's one of the things that makes it so nefarious. This is like someone can be a snake in the grass and not even realize it. Someone could be enlisting unhealthy competition with you and again, not even realizing it. And it could be scary, because that might not even be their intentions. But I feel like that is what comes of it. I feel called to draw one more time from Disney Villains, and then I'll probably close this. I have a heavy feeling of procrastination too. This is either you or your person. I feel like one of you is in workaholic mode while the other one is in the complete opposite in procrastination mode. And both of those are totally different responses. I feel like it's the whole opposites attract. True love. So again, there could be like situations of which people have tried to come between the two of yous. Okay, we have Vanessa trying to come between Ariel and Eric right here. And this could also be indirectly. Again, this could be work. This doesn't even have to be a person. This is just an energy. And again, it could be work that is just looming over them and making them react in these ways, and they don't even realize it. Oh my goodness, a noodle tornado, that's terrifying.
What are you doing here? I've been out here ordering dinner for the last 10 minutes. Why? Is something going on?
The Fool in reverse. 6 of coins. I feel like y'all are really scared to look foolish, to be made looking stupid, to feel like you are giving so much energy to an individual that if you do find out that this isn't going to work out, that might feel like a failure to you. And you might feel like you were stupid for even being with this person, but that's not at all the case. Again, all situations are different, and in terms of severity, there's a spectrum. And I feel like I'm talking to individuals who may have just had that final straw argument, and individuals who might have, had even worse. I don't know.
Way to communicate.
I feel like, for the most part, though, this relationship was reciprocal, especially with the 6 of coins here. But with Temperance in reverse and Justice in reverse, I feel like things just recently, for the most part, fell out of balance. Okay, so we have High Priestess, High Priestess upright, King of Swords in reverse. So we were talking about that King of Swords, Queen of Swords energy, okay? And then for overall energy, we have 7 of Cups in reverse. I feel like this can come with the illusion that we are being attacked, okay? And this person, whoever is in the King of Swords in reverse energy, they are trying to stay hypervigilant and predict when these attacks are coming and trying to stay ready and trying to be more fierce than those who are coming at them with their claws. Try to be ready with the claws, but nobody realistically, at least not you, you're not realistically trying to keep coming at them with claws, or vice versa. I feel like those claws should be met with whoever is actually causing them the friction. Okay, again, it feels a lot like a punching bag type situation, of which they have to people please, more than likely, for a person who they feel does not deserve all of the work that they're putting in. Again, we had that 8 of Pentacles in reverse, and then the 10 of Wands, baggage, Justice in reverse. So they feel like that they're putting in a lot of work toward a person who doesn't deserve it. That's not to say that that's you, but rather someone else. And so, being that they cannot confront this person, whether it's like, it could be a boss, because I feel like this has to do with someone's pay, but it could also be, I heard alimony, so maybe they've already been through divorce, and whatever's going on with you could affect their current alimony. It could also affect child support, what have you, but it could affect their funds in some way. They are trying to stay ready by having their claws out as the King of Swords in reverse before anybody comes their way with their own claws. Even if that means being a little harder on people, including family, including friends, including loved ones. Even if that means being harder on people, in their mind they're thinking, well, at least I was prepared and at least I saw what was coming. I almost feel like it's the whole be careful what you wish for because you just might get it, in a sense of the self-fulfilling prophecy of, if you go out looking for a war, you're more than likely gonna find a war friend. If you go out looking for something, you're more than likely gonna find it. And I'm not talking to you specifically, but whoever is in that King of Wands in reverse energy right now, be it you or your person. And again, like, I'm not judging, I'm not gonna get upset. I don't think you should, unless like you do feel you have every right to be upset. But again, if you both just cannot come onto the same page, then time to split. Otherwise, it's time to work it out. You both can have the Ten of Pentacles, and it could be separate or together. It's up to you. You have choices. You have options. And I feel like both of you don't realize the options that you have. And you can easily feel trapped or cornered when that's not the case at all. And that's why we kept seeing Eight of Swords in reverse. Because oftentimes that is a mental affliction. That's us and our anxiety telling us we're cornered and we're trapped when we're not really cornered or trapped. And if we are feeling this way, and there is no real cornering or trapping going on, it's best to go to a therapist and talk this ish out. They should not be projecting ish that others are doing to them onto you and vice versa. Do not project ish that others are doing or have done onto them.
What are you doing? Oh, I tried to help everybody, but instead I...
Take a drink of my water too.
Just a piece of junk. So...
There was a lot of channeling with that.
Away.
Let me go ahead and close this up.
This is junk. This is junk.
Is this it? No.
This is junk.
Is this it? Yes. By all that is divine, I will now close and exit this reading. Thank you for illuminating the path and for not retreating. Our session has now come to an end. This advice I shall not bend. Please keep me safe in the aftermath and please be safe on your path. Blessed be. And so it be like that sometimes. Let's connect. Okay, y'all. So, friends, I feel a lot of love here. We literally got the Lovers, the true love card out here. I feel the wedge, though. I feel the wedge. And I do feel like we have maybe a few couples here who feel that they are verging into the territory of feeling like strangers, feeling like roommates, feeling like friends who live together, stuff like that. I feel like y'all, if you know that the problem is not, someone else like slithering into your relationship, and you know that it has to do with like work and like, past baggage as well as current baggage from each other, I feel like it totally could be worked out. I don't necessarily feel that this is typically a toxic relationship, though I feel like it can verge into toxic territory with how things have panned out. And that is also why I feel it would be important to get a third party to help y'all observe from a standpoint that You might not be able to, because we can't just be 100% self-aware all the time, right? And thus, Snow White. Look at my little Louis lock. Finally found something for it. But this is my personal journal. And thus, we just can't do everything ourselves. And I feel like both you and your person, your rising signs could be more than likely in Earth. Okay, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I feel like especially with the horns, I feel like, or maybe Aries, I feel like with the horns, y'all can lock horns pretty often. And a lot of it, because it's the rising, is a front to keep us safe. Those horns, like, always, be proud of your horns, love your horns, but you don't have to lock horns with those you love all the time. And I feel it's definitely important to sit down, get to know each other, show each other some love, try and understand where the other person is coming from. And if you just absolutely cannot get on the same page, again, therapy, couples counselor, or break up. I still feel the love though. And I think you guys could have a lot of potential fun with pretending that one another are strangers. Just thought. I'm gonna let y'all have a beautiful rest of your week. I may be back if I have like some random downloads or whatever, but just know that yes is on the way. Keep doing the inner work and you will hear a lot more yeses. You guys are on a path to financial abundance, and I feel like this is just such a major distraction that I don't want you to fall prey to it. Because a lot of people are sending mal de ojo, especially towards your relationship if you do typically have a healthy, successful relationship. Especially with the whole Merlin and Witchy card, especially if you feel like you both are a power couple. Like you both have the magic in you. Like you both willed the magic wands. Like he's the wizard, she's the witch, whatever, okay? Y'all understand what I'm saying. But I love you. I am hoping that things just chill out. Be gentle on yourselves. Be gentle on your partners. Try to come from a place of understanding. I love you.